Pearson's Florist is a family business that's been going for over 4 decades. Now, any organisation that's been going that long is sure to have some challenges with generational change. Bernard and Barbara Pollock introduced their son Avi, the 3rd generation, to help run their 8 stores and florist school, and were keen to find out how they could make that transition as smooth as possible and avoid any prickly business tensions affecting their family relationships. Let's take a look. As the Director of Strategic Advisory, Ben Delta, Anthony Mitchell has worked with many family businesses on succession plans. One business they've assisted is Ella Bachet, whose Chief Executive, Pippa Hallis, is joining Anthony to share her experiences.
If I put the words to you of an exit plan, how would you describe your exit plan?
We don't have an exit plan. However, as Avi gets stronger, I'm happy to change my role to make way for the next generation.
It's a good question, and it wasn't until Avi started to join the business that it made me even think of what the options are for me and what my role should be. But it's a challenge to try and really now start to define what our goals are more clearly, to give him more confidence in his future and what the opportunities are too.
Yeah, that's right, Barbara. I mean, you're both obviously young, healthy and loving what you're doing. But the reality is that every business should have an exit plan for its owners. Even if it's just a 2-person organisation, or whether it's an organisation that employs 50,000 people. Now, you could plan to be here for the next 20 years or 30 years, but even if it is 30 years away, there should be a plan for that eventual exit.
Really, it's interesting listening to everyone's story here, because, I feel like I'm listening to what I went through probably over the last, 5 or 6 years in the business, and the number of issues that I guess myself and my father, who's the chairman, had to probably formalise during those years, and one of them was a question of obviously succession. One of them was a question of development plan for myself, because I was hungry and I wanted to know where I was going, and whilst we always had formalised plans and strategies, it really forced us to focus on, what our core strengths were as a business, and also, like Avi, understanding what my strengths and weaknesses were. I too had a background in advertising and marketing, and making that transition from marketing, marketing manager to general manager, and then to CEO, understanding what sort of external people I needed to surround myself with who were separate to my family, and also what sort of when to call on my father, when to report to my father, and really formalise some things, because I think it's really benefited us to kind of grow up and do it in our own way. It doesn't mean reams of documents. It just means having some disciplines around the family, the business, and also the ownership of the business.